Hello and good morning, everybody. So my name is Melissa Street, and my background was in the property and casualty insurance world. I know some of you guys are in that same space. And about 12 years ago, I was living in Los Angeles, California, where I'm originally from. 12 years ago, a good friend of mine called me up one day and said, "Hey, are you ever open to another stream of income? Maybe a tool that can be added to already your daily activities, maybe a way to create a value add for your clients." I'm like, "You're speaking my love language. Yes to all of that. What are you talking about?" And I came to a presentation like this. I sat through the information, and here's what stood out to me. Number one, it was a residual income opportunity. That was huge for me. Number two, again, the added tool to the tool belt, I found that some of what was shared at that meeting was stuff I was already doing, but not getting paid for. How many of you guys just like the sound of found revenue, right? Like getting paid for something you're already doing. And then third, a value add for my clients, because at the end of the day, we're all in the people business, yes or no? We are in the interaction, people build business, trust business. And so this was just another unique way for me to service my clients even more. And so I took this information, applied it to my already book of business, and obviously it excelled there. And then eventually I went full time in this opportunity about 9 years ago. And so whatever is shared here today, if it speaks to your heart, we'd love to do business together. We'd love to welcome you to the family, but just have an open mind as you listen in. The gentleman I want to introduce now, he's a regional vice president with our company, one of the top five in all of North America. He's a keynote speaker at our national conventions in front of thousands of people. He's been featured in Success from Home magazine multiple times, and he's just a servant leader. And I can't wait for you to hear from him and learn from him. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Regional Vice President, Mr. Jeff Street.
Well, Melissa, thank you so much for your kind words. Guys, let's give Melissa a virtual round of applause for bringing her energy, getting everybody chatting today, having everybody connect. Look, I believe in knowing your ABCs doesn't mean always be closing. I mean, it's always be connecting. How many believe in the power of connection? How many sleep? Our network truly does determine our net worth. So I would encourage everybody, continue to put your information in the chat. And look, if there's almost 75 of us that are on the call right now. And if there's somebody whose contact information is in the chat that you believe there's synergy between you and them, reach out to them. We've had so many amazing connections that have come out of this call over the last 3 years. But let's shift gears. I get a chance to talk to you today about one of my favorite things to talk about, which is residual income. Reoccurring revenue. As Melissa mentioned, what you're going to hear today is going to be found revenue for many of you, because as you hear the services that we market, that we're partnered up with, many of you are going to realize you're already referring these services to your clients anyway, just not getting compensated for those referrals. So by concept, how many of us just like the idea of turning referrals into revenue? And not just any kind of revenue, but turning referrals into residual income revenue. How many of us like that concept? And see, that's what appealed to me almost 19 years ago when I was introduced to this. I used to own a bunch of cell phone stores. I had 5 locations, dozens of employees. And, for my business, we'd have months where we'd make a lot of money. But the next month we had to start over again from scratch because we weren't making residual income in what we were doing. I owned Nextel cell phone stores, and Nextel kept getting paid to my customers every single month. For me, it was a nice one-time commission and then starting over again. And so that's why this concept really appealed to me. But for many of you, I believe you're going to see how this really goes together with your industry, whether you're in real estate, whether you're a financial professional, whether you're in the insurance space, the life insurance business. This is something that I think will go together for you, just like peanut butter and jelly. So let's talk about the company that we represent that really creates this digital utility concierge service opportunity for each and every one of us. The company's called ACN. They've been in business now for 31 years. I've been with them for 19 of those 31 years. And over the last 31 years, they've done billions of dollars in revenue, helping millions of people throughout the United States and Canada get connected to and save money on essential services. Now, what kind of services am I talking about? Services like cell phone service, where we work with companies like AT&T, T-Mobile, and Spectrum. High-speed internet and television, where we work with companies like AT&T, Frontier, Spectrum, Kinetic, Windstream, Ziply, DirecTV, Dish Network, Comcast and Xfinity for business, Cox Communications for business, Verizon Fios for business. And I'm sure almost all of us, when a client moves into a property, we'll maybe give them a sheet of paper saying, hey, here's who you call to get your internet set up. Here's who you call to get your electricity set up. Look, what's the next service here? Gas and electricity. We work with a company called Zoom Energy. They are the marketing arm for a company many of you have heard of called NRG. If you're a football fan, the NRG Stadium in Houston where the Texans play, NRG is the largest supplier of gas and electricity in this country. And we help clients in 18 different states throughout the United States get their rates locked in for gas and electricity. Healthcare, I'm going to talk about that a lot more here in a minute. Home security and automation with Vivint Smart Home Security. Credit card processing, where we help business owners save money on their credit card processing fees. We have a discount travel club. I know a lot of agents have even now been gifting this to their clients as a closing gift for clients that love to travel. It's a really amazing like private search engine when it comes to travel. My wife and I, we saved almost $3,000 last year on hotel accommodations through this platform. Identity theft protection insurance. I know we've got lenders and mortgage professionals that are on this call here today. And, I think that you probably are on the front line seeing every day just really the horrific nature of cyber theft in our country right now. And so ID Seal, it's like Norton Antivirus, LifeLock, and Credit Karma all wrapped up into one, and it's 20% less than LifeLock. We also offer ADP payroll processing. Matter of fact, our clients get ADP at a 40% discount than they would get going directly through ADP, and also intermediate cloud-based business phone service. Now, if you look at this whole buffet of residential and business services, there's two things that we do with these services. Number one, help people save money on bills they're already paying. Now, how many of you in your industry, multiple touch points is something that you're looking to create more of? Probably many of us. Look, I work with a lot of real estate coaches that do this with us, and here's what they all tell me. The number one request of all of our clients is, how can we create more touch points with our previous clients? And here's what's amazing. We've got several real estate teams now using this program as the opportunity to touch base with previous clients. Hey, listen, we have this new utility concierge service that we're utilizing for our clients as they're moving into properties, but we can send you a little survey form, see if we're able to help you save money on bills that you're already paying. And if there's a way that this can save you money, I'd love to be a resource for you. And here's what's happening. It's leading to more referrals. It's actually leading to listings just by creating that other touch point and adding value to our previous clients. Second thing we do is connect people to a service that they might need that they don't have yet. So this is something somebody can use obviously as they're moving into a property to get their services set up. And, I think a lot of us really love having a philanthropic piece of what we do. There's a certificate that you can print out to actually give to your customer right at closing, because we represent Feeding America through Project Feeding Kids. And anytime a customer is acquired, a meal gets donated and a child gets fed right here in the United States. So you can print that certificate out and present it to your client at closing. Now, the last service I want to talk about, this is something that isn't just for our clients. This is something that can really be a big game changer for each and every one of us. It's called impact health sharing. And look, if you're self-employed or if you own a business in America, I believe one of the biggest pain points in being an entrepreneur is health insurance. It's health benefits. Look, here's the harsh reality. Literally less than 30% of real estate professionals have any kind of healthcare coverage. Now, how many streets? Not because people want to play Russian roulette with their life. It's because the cost has gotten so expensive. Matter of fact, just starting next month, open enrollment is going to start, and they're anticipating anywhere from an 8% to 25% premium increase this year during open enrollment. I've been getting calls daily from people that are already getting their renewals, and people are shocked with how much their health insurance premiums are increasing for this year. So we work with a company called Impact Health Sharing. This is the future of healthcare. They're a decentralized alternative approach, a nonprofit that's the alternative to the high cost of health insurance, where they help individuals, families, and small businesses save 30 to 50% on average on their healthcare costs. For my wife and I, we saved almost $8,000 a year. Now, if you're a financial advisor on the call, or if you're in life insurance and you're on the call, if you save me or save a client $8,000 a year in healthcare, how can you help that client repurpose that money? Can they invest that into a whole life policy? Is there other investment strategies that'll be better for that client than going out and sending that money to a major insurance company? With Impact, it's comprehensive medical care. There's no network limitation. So Impact's members have access to all networks. They can go to any doctor they want, anywhere in the country, unlimited free telemedicine, 24/7. They have the lowest prescription pricing in the industry. They have something called health and wholeness credits where, look, if you're like my wife and I, and you're somebody that's proactively doing the right things for your health, this is amazing. We get rewarded for things like holistic wellness, IV drip therapy, gym memberships, naturopathic service, medications, supplements, massages. You actually get a $100 credit every month to actually offset your family deductible. And also our members get a free dental and vision discount card at no additional price. And this is something that can be great for clients, especially those moving from a different state. But this can be a game changer for almost every single one of us. Now, let me talk about how do we do what we do. The reason we can do what we do is we don't advertise. Our whole business is through word of mouth. Most of these vendors spend a lot of money on media and advertising costs to attract you and I as a customer on these services. What we do is we use independent business owners just like you and I to have our own website, our own online store where we can create more choices for consumers and an income generating opportunity for people just like us in some of the biggest and fastest growing industries in the world. Industries that are not affected by the economy, industries that are not affected by the interest rate. Now, here's what the website, here's what the portal looks like that you get when you get started. This portal actually belongs to the Texas Chiropractic Association. I know we've got Elsa Suggs on the call here today. She's at a Keller Williams office right now. Hello to you folks in San Antonio. But Elsa's husband, Dr. Clay Suggs, he's somebody that's part of the Texas Chiropractic Association. This is their website. This is their portal. It has their logo on it. Your website would either have your team's logo on it or your picture or your family's picture on it. But other than that, it looks exactly like this. Now, I'll demonstrate this portal at the end. But how do you get a portal just like this? It's $299 one time for somebody to start, own, and operate their own ACN business. The only operating cost at all is $25 a month. It's a willable and sellable asset. If something happens to me, my family inherits my residual income and the business I've been building now for almost 19 years. You know, they set up the website, they personalize it to you, they do the training and marketing tools, they do the reporting, the tracking, they handle all the customer service. All you and I are doing is creating the connection. We're like a referral partner for these companies, and I'll show you the simplicity of that here momentarily, but here's how we make money doing it. Number one is bonuses. Every month they'll pay you a bonus based on the amount of services that are signed up on through your portal. So let's say you have a client that's moving into a property and they want internet, home security, and electricity. Well, in that example, that's 3 services. Maybe you're a property manager. You've got 20 units that you manage and you happen to pay the electricity bill on those properties. Look, that's 20 services right there that you're already paying. That would count as 20 services for you. Maybe you're working with a small business. They have 10 employees. They want healthcare. There's a lot of small business owners right now desperately trying to find solutions for the rising cost of healthcare. So let's say a business signs up for Impact, 10 employees. Well, that's 10 services right there, even though it's just one business. So these services add up really quickly, but so can the bonuses. So any month that somebody has 5 services signed up, that's a $200 bonus, plus an additional $200 for every 3 services afterwards, and there's no limit to it. Now, the second way we get paid is why I signed up as soon as I saw this 19 years ago. It's what we talked about at the beginning of this call today. It's residual income, reoccurring revenue. I want everybody to think back, especially those of you that are in the housing space, whether you're an agent, whether you're a broker, whether you're a property manager, whether you're somebody that's in the lending space, whether you're a title company. Think of all the transactions that you've been a part of in your career. For many of you, that's a lot of them. Now, think about this. How many of those clients do you think might still be using the same electricity company today? How many of those clients are still using the same internet company, the same home security company? Probably the company you recommended with that sheet of paper at the closing table. What if you were still making a small percentage today, of every one of those bills that those clients connected when they moved into that property? See, that's the opportunity here. See, ACN will pay you up to 20% of the commissionable revenue of a customer's bill month after month, year after year, for the life of them being a customer. And think about it for a minute. Royce, how long do people pay these bills for? Forever, right? You could pay off your home, you could pay off your car. You could never pay off your electricity bill. You can never pay off that home security bill. I have customers that sign up on my website almost 19 years ago that are still paying their bill today. And I've gotten paid for almost 19 years straight every month based on that one-time conversation, that one-time transaction, and it never gets old. Now, I know some of you are like, I'm newer in the real estate space. That is amazing. Because every veteran that I meet that signs up on my team, they all say the same thing. If only I knew about this when I started my journey into real estate. Now, some of you are just going to use this as a tool in your toolbox, a way to add value to your clients, create more income for yourself, create that residual income for yourself. Others of you are thinking more on the big picture, and some of you are already thinking about right now other people that would be great at this. And many of you already have teams of people that you work with already. And many of you are asking, is there a benefit to me if I introduce the concept to other people? And the answer to that is yes. So we have a network marketing component to our business as well, very similar to the KW profit sharing model or EXP's revenue share or the real model, where you can introduce this concept to other people as well. But here's what's great. You're not limited to people that are in the real estate space. You're not limited to people that are in the insurance space. Look, I used to own cell phone stores. Today, my wife and I, we have tens of thousands of customers through our network. What if you were the person to introduce this to me? How many of you wouldn't have minded having your cell phone guy bring on tens of thousands of customers that you could earn a residual on? I see that's the last part here. So if you choose to also build the team, we'll help you do it. We'll do meetings just like this for you, where we'll share the concept with other people. We'll answer the questions, we'll explain it. And anybody that gets started and joins your team, as they go out and acquire customers, ACN will pay you a 4% overriding residual income on all of the customers gathered by the representatives in your team. And there's no limits to the amount of people that can join your team. And there's no limits to the amount of customers that your team can acquire. And this particular team, we've been the #1 team worldwide in the company for almost 16 years in a row because of the system that we have. So we'll teach you how to implement this. We have online presentations and trainings, in-person events, virtual events. Somebody's really in business for themselves, but never by themselves. And actually next weekend, we have our biggest event the entire year. We have our national convention, actually Orlando, Florida, October 12th and 13th, where we'll have thousands of people throughout North America coming into that event. All of our product vendors will be there. It'll be fantastic. But let me just take a quick minute and show you guys the simplicity of the portal. And then I'm just going to have a few people just share how this has been working for them. So let me just show you guys how the process works here. So this is actually our Texas real estate, AJ Johnson. This is her portal. So again, your portal will look like this. It'll just have your logo on it or your picture. So let's say you have somebody, I know we've got some PNC agents on the phone. Every single time you do a homeowner's policy, you ask your clients, do you have home security? Now, why do you ask that question? Because if the answer is yes, they get a discount on their homeowner's policy. So imagine if they say no and you say, hey, let me send you my portal for my utility concierge service. Take a look at it. Look, they'll see buy a camera, get a doorbell camera for free, 2 months of free monitoring, free installation, free activation. Take a look at the portal. If you like what you see, call the number. See, you get to stay in your lane. They just look at the equipment, they look to see what's there. And if they dial the number, Vivint picks up the phone, gives them a customized quote. And if they like what they hear, they sign them up as your customer. Now, on average, an average smart home security customer is on the service for 10 and a half plus years. Some of you guys have the ADT rep calling you up. Hey, I'll give you a $100 gift card to refer your client. How many should rather earn up to 20% every month for 10 and a half years on a referral? Plus, now you're branding this to you with your logo on the portal or your picture on it. Let's say somebody's moving into a property and they want to get internet set up. Let's say they're interested in Spectrum. All they do is click on learn more, and they're just going to put in their property address, right here. It's going to do a search for them. It'll give them all the options. It'll give them the pricing. They can schedule their installation literally right through your portal within minutes without ever having to call and talk to a customer service agent. Let's say somebody wants a quote for the healthcare. Let me show you the simplicity of this. You click on learn more. All somebody's going to do is put in the date of birth of the oldest person in their family. So let's just say, for example, that's March 30th, 89. And let's say it's just one individual. Let's say one person, we click on get quote. There's the quote, anywhere from $102 a month to $246 for that particular individual, depending on the PRA that they choose, which is like a deductible. Let's say it's a family of 3. We click on get quote. There's their quote. Look, you don't need to have a license. This is not insurance, and it's an alternative to the high cost of health insurance. There's no clawbacks. There's no chargebacks. We're just a referral partner. If they like the quote, all we do is literally send in the lead, click on request info. Impact Health Sharing will call your client from there. And if they like what they hear, they get them signed up back on your website. Let's click on business services, ADP payroll processing. Really, really simple. How many employees does somebody have? Let's say 10, frequency, weekly, get estimate. It's going to give them pricing options. If they like what they see, all that you do again is just send them in as a lead to ADP, let ADP take it from there. That's just a few examples, but how many should agree, really, really simple when it comes to the process? And look, we're going to wrap up here in the next 5 minutes, but what I'd like to do is just have a few people just share, how this has been working for them, how it's been working for their clients, what this has been looking like for themselves. And, the first person I'd love to have share is actually Steve Gerard up in the northern New England marketplace. And Steve, why don't you share a little bit about yourself and how this looks for you?
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Steve Gerard from Maine. I own a real estate photography business for the last 10 years, and I had a great run until COVID hit. A lot of real estate agents can relate to that, and got involved with this business 14 months ago. It made total sense to me. Got involved in a very short period of time. I have a team of 282 people and over 2,700 customers, and that's really owed to the training and support of the Rockstar team. Jeff, back to you.
Well, Steve, I appreciate you sharing. And, Steve, listen, real estate photographer, and I know a lot of people you introduced this to were brokers, were agents. Look, that was your community. Steve, just talking, a lot of them have rolled out the concierge service now, but let's go back to the healthcare piece. What's the greatest amount of savings that you've been able to give one of your real estate partners through Impact Health Sharing?
$2,400 a month of saving. Plus, without even talking about the deductible, like they went from a $7,500 per person to a $2,500 for everybody in the family. So big saving. That's
huge, guys. That's somewhere around $30,000 a year. Grace, could you help one of your clients repurpose that $30,000? I bet that you could. And let's see here. Who else do we have on the call? How about Mr. Jeff Rincon? Jeff, will you share a little bit about yourself?
Thank you so much, Mr. Street. I appreciate you. I actually saw this business. I'm in the real estate space. I've been in the real estate space for 28 years. I saw this business 11 years ago. It was introduced by a bank attorney. And when I saw it very simple. I still see it simple. Rather get paid on the bills that we have than not. Some of our services that we're paying for, let's say, gas bills. We're in the Northeast. Some of the properties are $15,000 a month. So it tells us that we can make money off of those bills. We signed them up. We also use it in our broker office. We had different agents using it as a concierge. And today it allowed us also to build a network of different real estate professionals and connections, over 50,000 investors, because we're able to connect with people without always having to just sell something, sell transactions. We partner with people and we're able to create residual. And now we get paid on many, many thousands of customers, all due to the training support that ACN offers. So thank you for letting me share, Mr. Street.
I appreciate you sharing. And how many of us heard Jeff say he no longer owns his real estate brokerage, but he's still getting paid on transactions from 10 years ago? How many's like that concept? Also, look, Jeff had some commercial buildings as well. Jeff, what was your largest energy bill that you switched over? Because some of you are wondering, does this work for large bills as well? The answer is absolutely.
Yeah, 6,000 a month was for one of the gas bills, but total 15,000 in the wintertime.
How many of us know people that pay big utility bills and wouldn't mind earning a percentage of that, every single month? Lastly, we've got Lauren McQueen on the call here today. And Lauren, why don't you share a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jeff, and I appreciate you letting me share. My name is Lauren McQueen. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. Actually got into new home sales for a little bit as a sales consultant, took a management position for a few years, but truthfully missed the freedom of being an entrepreneur. And so got out of that after a few years. But like Jeff said, I wish I knew about ACN back then, and luckily been able to use the contacts and the network that I had back then and share this with them. And it's been a big blessing for a lot of people in that industry. But my husband's a business owner. He owns a roofing company. And so when we took a look at ACN, we were blown away. But what really attracted us to the company was Impact Health Sharing. At that time, he was not offering any type of health share or health care coverage to his employees. And us being entrepreneurs and business owners, we had no healthcare coverage either. And so we were blown away with our quote. We got a quote for the two of us, just over $300 a month. Now he has his employees covered with Impact Health, which is awesome. And so I've been involved with the company for about almost 2 years now. December will be 2 years. And we've built a team of over 360 business partners. We have about 5,000 services or customers that use our services every single month. And my background is health and fitness. It's not healthcare and essential services. And so the training and the support that we get is second to none. And it's why a lot of us have been able to have the success that we've had. So appreciate you letting me share, Jeff.
Well, Lauren, I appreciate you sharing your story. Look, Lauren was one of the 40 million Americans that had no health insurance. And think about the millions of other Americans that are what I call functionally uninsured. And here's what that means. They have insurance, but they've got $5,000 deductible per family member, or $7,500 deductible per family member, like my wife and I had, where some people's deductible cost is $30,000. God forbid something happened to them. Most people wouldn't be able to afford to even meet those deductibles. And we have something I believe that just can help so many people. Look, in the words of Zig Ziglar, if you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. And as we wrap things up here right now, I'm a big believer of the power of timing. Look, who would agree timing is everything in business, right? And right now, the cost of everything is going up. Look, interest rates went down for like a week. Now they're going up again, right? The cost of everything is going up. The only thing that's not going up for most people is their income. But if you think about what we do, we help people save money on bills that they're already paying. And we help people make money by teaching people how to save money on bills that they're already paying. In my almost 19 years doing this, I've never seen more people looking for exactly what we have to offer as I'm seeing right now. And we believe that we will do more revenue for the next 3 years than we've done the last 10 years combined, because of the timing of how many people that we can help right now. So guys, we're going to open up some breakout rooms at this point with the individuals that invited you onto the call here today. God bless everybody. Thank you for being part of our call today. And let's go out and take these referrals and turn them into residual revenue for ourselves, for our teams, and for our family. Thanks for joining us today.